Oh, hello. How can I help you? Ah, you're a member of the Noirvale family. In that case, you must be here to pick up those writing supplies. Is that correct? Wonderful. Let me take a look at the manifest. Oh my, there's quite a bit here. If you don't mind me asking, what is all this for? Perhaps I could recommend some of our other products to help. Yes, I heard that the Noirvales have fallen on hard times. I must say, it speaks volumes to your family's character that you haven't let it trickle down to us ordinary folk. So, this is all to help you reorganize your financial records to see if you can find any wasted expenses? Well, that's quite sensible. If there's anything we can do to help, please do let us know. Although, in the meantime, I may have to ask for your help first. Oh no, nothing like that. We're just a bit short-staffed at the moment, and I have trouble with some of the heavier boxes. Could I ask for your servants to carry them out to the carriage? Ah, I see, you have none to spare. That makes sense with your financial troubles. Well then, I hate to ask a noble, but could you help me with them? Thank you, that's so generous. Please, follow me into the back. Stay quiet. I'll knock you out if I have to. Ah, you recognise me just by the sound of my voice then. I must have made quite the impression on you. I suppose that was bound to happen. You don't easily forget the voice of someone who held a knife to your throat. I'm glad I decided to disguise it. What do you think of the disguise? I guess it was enough to fool you. Oh please, it's not even my best work. One time I had to disguise myself as a literal child. Now that was a challenge. As for why I'm here posing as a shopkeeper, well, there are a few reasons. The first is, I wanted to let you know that I'm still keeping an eye on you. You've done well not to tell anyone about our meeting, but you're starting to get a little bold with your questions about the Blancmont family. Never forget, you mustn't let anyone realise that you and I are affiliated. Not unless you join the Blancmonts. Well, of course I could have just snuck into your room again to talk to you about this. If I was some rank amateur. Any decent assassin won't ever use the same approach twice. It's a good way to get caught. I doubt you would set any trap for me, and I really doubt any trap you could set would actually catch me. But there's no reason for me to be careless. I... No, I'm afraid I haven't had much luck in finding some other arrangement. I've pursued many possibilities, but I keep arriving at the conclusion that so long as you remain a part of the Noirvale family, you will be a threat to the Blancmonts. It's quite the conundrum. Sometimes I wish you weren't so competent, but then I realised if that were the case, I likely wouldn't have fallen for you in the first place. And as easy as it would have made things for me, I can't say that I regret falling in love with you. For the longest time, the only thing in my life was my career as an assassin. It feels liberating to have another goal now. Something else to turn my attention to. I haven't given up yet, of course. If at all possible, I want to find a way to make this work for the both of us. Kidnapping you doesn't strike me as a very good way to begin a relationship. Speaking of which, I was thinking that perhaps I didn't give you the best first impression of me last time. Yes, the death threat was the main issue. It was an empty threat, but I imagine that provides little comfort, doesn't it? I made you feel unsafe in your own home, your own bedroom. That's the sort of thing that can stay with a person, and though I don't see how else I could have done it, I regret it nonetheless. But aside from threatening you, I feel that I've only presented one side of me to you. My professional side. I just want you to know that while I'm an assassin, I'm not just an assassin. I have other aspects to my personality. I'll confess that even at the best of times, I'm not always especially expressive. When you make a living by killing, you start to feel a bit numb to things. But still, I do like to laugh from time to time, and I have my own pastimes. So, although I'm still looking for solutions, I would like to have the chance to show you a slightly more personable side of me. Perhaps if I could successfully woo you, you'll decide to come over to my side willingly. That would solve everyone's problems all at once. Yes, I suppose I am. I'm asking you out on a date. I'm fairly confident that if I'm given the opportunity to show you what I can bring to a relationship, you'll find yourself drawn to me as I am to you. So, this is what I'm thinking. A week from tomorrow, after the 6 bells rung, we'll meet in front of the local tavern. I will be in disguise, obviously. It wouldn't do for you to be seen with a blank mont. When I see you, I'll approach you and say you're neither early nor late. That's how you'll know it's me. We can get a drink and a bite to eat, and then I'll take you out to a play. I quite enjoy the theatre and I've selected one of my favourites. After that, well, we can keep it a surprise. What do you think? I can't exactly threaten you into agreeing to this. It would defeat the purpose of me endearing myself to you. All I can do to convince you is to promise you an enjoyable evening. Oh, so you don't need convincing, do you? Well, that's quite flattering. In that case, thank you for giving me a chance. I feel a wee bit silly. I'm supposed to be a hardened killer, but I just feel a bit giddy that you agreed to a date. Maybe because it's new territory for me. I've been in relationships before, but only ever as part of a cover. Usually to extract information or get close to someone. So while I'm not inexperienced, this will be my first real date. I suppose I'll really have to put my heart into this one. I've always just done enough to be appealing to my dates. Trying to go above and beyond for someone, that's going to feel strange. Oh, well, that's sweet. It makes me happy that you feel excited as well. I must say I wasn't expecting you to be so amiable after our last time. I mostly just pushed my feelings onto you and made it your problem. True, I did spare your life, but that's rarely considered a noble thing. I've spared a small number of people, or at least tried to, but they have always responded by attacking me or trying to expose me. I'm very grateful that you're different. Well then, it seems that we'll be seeing each other again very soon. I have to leave very soon, I'm afraid. The store owner will be back from the errand I tricked him into in a few minutes. When he gets back, I'll need to be gone and he'll have some questions for me best left unanswered. Ah, right, the boxes. Sorry, I didn't have time to help with those. You can wait for the owner if you'd like. But just before I go, just keep an eye out. You were very vulnerable today. Once again, you were fortunate that I don't wish you harm. You're noble, and I may not be the only assassin you ever encounter. I couldn't stand the thought of you being killed. For now, try not to be alone with strangers. If you really can't spare servants, then find a friend or family member to stick with you. Take care. I can't wait for our date.